The reason why I don't have a problem is because I don't know how much time. Like, it's easier for look at stories like One Piece, and because there's so much time. But like, I guess the question I would ask is, at what point in the story could we have inserted those backstories where it would have made sense?
No, I don't have the exact answer for that, but I'm saying like I feel like if we got more fleshed out stories for like the back cast, like the muscle guy, the tail guy, the sugar guy, like if we got stories like that like earlier on, like we got more depth about like who they are, then I would be like, okay, like this is why they're more impactful. Did we get like a really in-depth story on Froggy? I can't say it to the screen.
Speaking of My Hero, one thing I did want to ask in regards to, I don't think a lot happened the recent chapter that took place, but also I don't think it's over. That Deku punches. Nah, I ain't believing it.
Shit. Yeah, but we gotta show up still, so it can't be over.
Anyhow, I do want to ask a question legitimately because I've never been high on like Class 1A as a collective until the final arc. I think the final arc, this was the best showcase of the entire class by far, by a mile. When it comes down to Class 1A, do we think they're like a top tier shonen group in shonen?
I don't think they've got fleshed out enough.
I was like, I have a question.
I think it's top heavy. So I think it's top heavy, and I do feel like some of the my main problem with Class 1A is that like we get really good stories with Bakugo, Todoroki, and stuff like that, like the top heavy. But then like it's like some of the we get stories from all of them. But like when it comes to like some of the other backstories, we don't get it to like literally like this last arc, like the guy that has all the appendages and like the wing like things.
I think that was
backstory this arc.
I think that was a huge mistake. You clearly designated in the story that people who look like animals or don't look human, they're discriminated against. That's
don't get me wrong. His story is beautiful, but I think I would have also liked it if I got it earlier.
It felt like a throw-in. It felt like a throw-in for that.
I have a question. Do y'all think that like this? So the reason why I don't have a problem is because I don't know how much time. Like, it's easier for look at stories like One Piece, and because there's so much time. But like, I guess the question I would ask is, at what point in the story could we have inserted those backstories where it would have made sense?
No, I don't have the exact answer for that, but I'm saying like I feel like if we got more fleshed out stories for like the back cast, like the muscle guy, the tail guy, the sugar guy, like if we got stories like that like earlier on, like we got more depth about like who they are, then I would be like, okay, like this is why they're more impactful. Did we get like a really in-depth story on Froggy? I don't remember. No. And she was like a fan favorite in the beginning, but we never got like an in-depth.
I think that a lot of them have really good surface level characterization. I don't think that we need to die because 20 of them, and again we have to move the story past. Like you mainly focus on Deku, Bakugo, Todoroki, Uraraka, Ida, Kirishima. I think those are the 6 most fleshed out ones, and then there's 14 other ones that we just see how they interact with each other, and that can inform us of who they are. I think that to add an extra 14 in-depth backstories like Todoroki, this story is like 6.5.
I'm not saying it has to be that in-depth,
real quick. I think the best way to do this is I'm gonna go through all the characters in Class 1A, and we're gonna say, anyone could speak up about it. Do we think their story not necessarily is fully fleshed out, but fleshed out enough? Are we satisfied with their individual story? Right. So first one's Aoyama.
Aoyama had a really good one.
I like his a lot.
Situation. It's like a good 7 to 10 of them that I think are well done.
His was short and sweet, right?
Like I'm talking about, I'm not thinking about like where it's placed at just in the story. I can't say what it happened at the end, so it's not as impactful to me. It happened, so I think it's impactful.
His story was always short and sweet. It made sense. So
yeah, Aoyama, I got enough.
And with him being the traitor and all that, and the fact that All for One gave him
it wasn't even short and sweet. The whole traitor plot line was going on the entirety of My Hero.
Yeah, but like we're talking about his specific backstory about how he was. I think that was very short and sweet, with All for One giving him a faulty quirk. Like,
yeah,
and all
I
that.
would just
and
prefer more short and sweet stories for some people.
Well, honestly, I'm looking at it like their story as a whole. So I'm not just looking at just their backstory. So like once we're introduced to the story thread of a trader, that's when Aoyama, to me, that's his, a lot of his writing starts there, because it's a mystery that ties into a story. So I don't just include just the backstory; I include everything. So I would say from that, I think we got enough from him.
Okay, I don't want to actually go through all 20 because that's gonna be a lot.
Yeah,
but
that's gonna take a while.
Yeah, I'm rethinking it. But
maybe just the ones that aren't as obvious, I guess.
Okay,
Ashino is part of Kirishima's backstory, so I guess she doesn't need one because she's part of his. Ashino, the girl who has the acid quirk.
Mina,
yeah.
She was always like just a cool character.
What about the guy? So what? Like for instance, what about the guy with the tail? Did we get enough?
I don't know anything about him. But apparently he's dating.
There's too many characters.
Apparently he's dating the invisible girl in
what?
Honestly, I don't think you need.
Here's my
hold on. Let Santo go. He was about to say something.
No, I was just gonna say it is 20 characters. I mean, yeah, focus on your top 10 and whatnot, and just have the other 10 have moments. You don't need to flush out everything.
I completely agree.
Well,
which they do a good job with.
You should have kicked Mineta out though.
But not only
Mineta
that,
is there for the comic relief. He's great.
He serves his purpose. Yeah, I mean,
no, you're.
He literally had to get brainwashed at a point in the story. He had to get brainwashed. That's how bad of a character he was.
Yeah, Moon Peaches. What were you supposed to say?
I'm about to fly and beat random side. Anyways,
that's what happened. That's what happened. He was brainwashed.
You saw it. She's saying that because you cut her off.
I'm sorry.
Again.
Hell random.
I'm sorry. But you saw it.
There's just so many characters, and they all went to middle school together. They're now in high school, so a lot of them go into each other's backstory. Like Bakugo and Deku's backstories intertwine a lot because they've known each other since kids. So in that sense, you don't really need to create really in-depth backstories for all 20 characters. You can kind of create little key moments that kind of change perspectives a little bit between characters as to what builds who they are in the current setting. So you don't need to go through and create like these like super intricate in-depth backgrounds for all 20 characters. You can just do like 3 or 4 big events that kind of shape that.
Yeah, I agree. There's only really 3 characters that I'm looking like that I really don't care what they did in the story, nor do I care about the character. And that's Ojiro, Tail Guy, Sato, Sugar Guy, and Koda, the animal guy, even though he had one of the most interesting quirks in the series. So other than that, I think everybody else does like quite a bit.
I actually wanted to speak about them really briefly because I feel like they kind of served their purpose too. Didn't they serve to kind of be the foil to Spinner and his ideology of what I don't know if they're called animorphs, but basically the subhuman class of people in My Hero Academia. I just feel like they kind of counterbalance him perfectly.
No, actually, Koda and what's his name? Arm dude.
Multiple arms. Yeah,
actually, those two actually had a really good moment in the final arc. So I'm gonna take out Koda, but Tail Dude and Sugar Dude didn't move me. I'm not gonna lie.
Because you know the crazy about it is, I feel like people sometimes we look at it like proximity equals like relevance. Like, yeah, they're in class 1A, but doesn't mean that their proximity to Deku equals their importance. Because a lot of times characters are just meant for world building. Deku's going to a school, so he needs classmates because his world wouldn't make sense if he didn't have classmates. That doesn't mean that all of them get fleshed out, but for world building purposes, he needs 19 other classmates in his class.
That's right.
But I think that we're used to seeing in newer animes where they'll make the class sizes smaller to fit what they need so that the main characters, I mean, it's done in Jujutsu Kaisen. There's literally 3 people in the class.
They got like 7.
Like there's literally 3 people.
They got like that school has 7 students total.
Exactly.
And 2 are abroad.
Assassination Classroom doesn't flush out every character. It's the same thing.
Oh, for sure.
That is true.
They pick the characters, but to My Hero's credit, the very little series I see you give so many character moments in a final arc. Like I was actually surprised. They had earphone jack girl putting it on All For One. I'm like, wait, what? She is actually doing work on All For One. I never would have thought that.
But here's the thing.
Go ahead.
Sorry. You can have characters with quirks that can help you out without having to fully dive into who they are.
Yeah, you just give them little moments, character moments. Obviously, she loves her music. Even Invisible Girl, she had a huge moment in the recent chapter and stopping the laser. I mean, we finally found out who she looks like. You know, shout out Invisible Girl. Kind of find out that, but
I thought we found that out during the trailer.
No, we found out a little bit. Well, I'm just saying recently we found out what she looked like.
Also, she had a big moment. I believe she was the one that told Deku about Aoyama, like strange behavior, which tied into revealing the plot line. Because also Horikoshi kind of like amazing. Yo, I got friends on the outside, and we see her like, oh, is she the traitor? But then it's actually like she's
there was a cover page where it very much alluded to her being the traitor,
which I thought was
I remember that.
And it was Aoyama. Good swerve. Not gonna lie. Shout out. Also last thing I'm gonna put on the table. What were you about to say, Randall?
No, I was gonna say Tape Guy's biggest moment was when he taught Deku how to use Black Whip.
No, he actually has quite a few cool moments. I'm not gonna lie. Sero has some quite a few cool moments with his feet.
I'm just gonna sit here and say, I am still mad that they made it seem like we were about to get like dark, edgy Deku, and then we just got Crybaby Deku on crack, just in like a dark, edgy outfit.
Which I thought it wasn't even edgy. It was just dusty. It was just dusty.
It was. I was trying to give them something.
Yeah.
I do wish they let it. I do wish they let him be Dark Deku for a little bit longer.
Hold on a second. So him leaving school,
dusty.
Wait,
Dark Deku. That wasn't Dark Deku. That was Crybaby.
I wanted vigilante Deku.
Wait. Him leaving school to save his friends was going to turn him into Batman.
Yes.
Hell yeah. Let's go. Come on.
Stop.
We got a little taste. Hey, we got a little taste of it though. Ty,
him leaving school because him leaving school to protect his friends is going to turn him into the Dark Knight.
When he one-shotted that muscle dude, I was like,
Wait, tell me. Think what you're saying. Him saving somebody is Dark Deku. He was saving somebody.
That's the
people. It doesn't matter how you phrase it.
It was because it was an edgy costume.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Y'all, and I would be on the Dark Deku side. He was like, I gotta find somebody to beat up. And he's like, I'm gonna beat your ass. And he find Muscular and beat his ass. I'm like, oh shit, that Dark Deku, but he's saving a nigga. Like, what?
It's how he did it, Ty. It's how
did he do it?
It's how he looked. It's not even how he did it. It's how he looked.
Santo, it's literally how he looked and nothing else.
It's how he looked.
It's literally how he looked.
The way he talked to you.
I'm gonna hate it with the press and not sleeping.
Wait, Peaches. You know what's about Peaches? That line got y'all messed up. That line was says if you looked at him, you would have never thought he was a hero. That line got y'all mixed up, bro. That nigga act the same. He was just sad. He's gonna turn to Batman and be like, "Where's the drugs?"
Yeah. We want Batman. We got sad.
So what I'm mainly referencing is when they released the art. Everybody was like, "Oh, it's Batman Deku. It's Batman Deku." This man just didn't sleep and cried more.
He was just dirty.
And didn't shower.
He was just dirty.
He had couple tears in his costume. Oh, he's gonna change his old character.
We thought he was like that. He just needed a bath.
He was just dirty, and the fans, I get it. The Horikoshi designed him to provide some contrast, but that was it, bro. Like he was just sad, had to leave his friends, and that's fine. I ain't mad at it.
This sounds like excuses to me. That's what I thought.
He was just what happened. And take a shower for about a week and a half. Like, come on.
The power was gone. The electricity was
you get, bruh.
I have a question. I have a question for y'all. Serious question. Give me an example of something Dark Deku should have done. I need to hear this.
Put somebody.
I just needed more. It ended too quickly. I needed more.
Punch someone.
I would have liked a little. Hold on, real quick. You know what I would have liked, real quick?
Taking out more villains. Come on.
Hold on.
Doing what he's doing right now.
Well, actually, I have the perfect thing.
Doing his job.
Doing what he's doing right now.
Do his job.
He actually fought those niggas.
He's doing what he's doing right now.
Ty, listen, Lonnie. I wish they failed the first time.
He's Superman right now. I need Batman.
No. This is what I mean. I wish they failed the first time to get him, and then the Bakugo apology comes the next, and that's what the catalyst that stops him from running away the second time.
No, you know what I really want.
I always felt the fact that he faces. Look, it wasn't a fight, Deku wasn't swinging, because if he was swinging, we're picking Mineta off. Somebody scraping Mineta off the side of a building with a tail guy and Sugar Man. They're scraping him off a building.
All these
right?
Mineta
But
shots out of nowhere.
I think because he's trash. He's a trash character. That's why. Okay.
He's a
but look, that's why I wish they did all that, and then he just gets away, but then they find him a little bit later, and then Bakugo does his thing. I just didn't like the fact that they just got him the first time.
Like, I hear you, Random. I don't. Peaches, give me. I didn't hear Peaches. Give me an example of what Dark Deku should have done.
You don't want my examples because I read way too much dark romance.
I want to hear. I have to hear it because y'all thinking he Batman and y'all want to fight villains even though he's doing that right now. I don't know.
Yeah, now I'm concerned.
I wanted him to turn into a villain.
If you're
gonna
give us some sort of Dark Deku,
but listen, like I said, I'm not right in the head. I read dark romances, all right. But in all reality, with Deku's character, just make this man not depressed for like 5 fucking seconds. Make it so that he punches someone in the face and doesn't immediately cry, going, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry, I punched you in the face." Like, come on, seriously.
Wait, hold on a second. Did he do that with Muscular? Once y'all hyping up, oh my god, he body Muscular, but now he cry. Lonnie, first I'm gonna say this, Peaches. Lonnie, you met your match. Peaches might be crazier than you. I think you met your match. I don't know, but also, yeah, he bodied Muscular, right? Wasn't that like what you're referring to, like him biting somebody in a cold way?
Yeah, but he like cried about it later.
When?
He was sad boy after.
When? It's when he cried
when like All Might pulled up on him to give him food. He
didn't cry. He just walked away.
Yeah, but he didn't cry. Not actual cry. He was still depressed.
He was depressed. Okay, hold on a second. He was depressed when he's fighting Muscular.
Lunch. I didn't want food.
I guess I have a question for you, Lonnie. Was he depressed fighting Muscular?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you like that though?
No, not that he was depressed.
You say that you like it. Now you don't like depressed Deku. Now you know.
I like the moment. I don't like the after. He's still sad. I wanted him to be. I
asked you that.
I wanted him to be like brooded. I wanted him to be mad. I wanted him to be pissed off.
At what?
Like, Shigaraki just fucked everybody up. That's what Shigaraki just fucked
and
the
he's
whole
doing
thing.
what he's doing.
He was literally he was hyper farming villains. Why? Like what did y'all want?
He's doing exactly what you want him to do.
So my issue with Deku is the fact that like there's a range of emotions, and this man is only ever sad
or super happy.
Like he's happy or he's sad. Like he's never doing something out of like, yeah, I've seen him in fights of like, oh, like you did this thing, so like, you know, I'm angry, whatever. But you never see him like going out to like really seek revenge on someone or like actually like pissed off, like out of pure fueling rage.
I wanted like a Yuji
sad.
Wait, can I give you an example? What about when Baku got impaled by Shigaraki and he went into that big rage moment?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, something like that, Ty. But like I'm thinking about like when Yuji's friend got turned into like a little purple
Yuji's
monster.
a different character though than Deku.
I'm about to say he's not.
I
have a question.
I just hate him.
Wait, Peaches, I have a serious question for you, Peaches. Now I'm gonna ask you this. You say you want to be more revenge. What are some parts of the story where you want him to react to revenge where he didn't? Because I don't think these scenarios, these opportunities have been presented enough.
I think that when I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I haven't read recent chapters because honestly, I can't stand Deku. I cannot stand him as a main character. He pisses me the fuck off.
Wait, I'm saying where you stop. Where'd you stop at?
It's been a while. I think the last thing that I really remember is the villain arc.
Okay. So My Villain Academia. Okay, so before My Villain Academia, where moments he should have enacted revenge where you would have liked to see it?
With Eri. When they first got her and they first went. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, he got like angry and he really fought and everything, but I just feel like it took him too long to get to that point. Like people were already in the hospital. People were already like getting sent to the hospital in like critical condition, and he's visiting people in the hospital going, oh shit, this is real. The fuck did you not think it was real earlier?
What he did, the thing about it is he did, because remember when he first saw Eri, right? Remember she runs out the alleyway and then she grabs on Deku. Deku wants to help her, but then Lemire is like, no, because they know Overhaul is like
right there. So my issue is that like they don't give Deku the like, it's like you said, like the opportunities to really like develop the other emotions. It kind of seems like he's just stuck in like this cycle of like, oh, this thing happens, I'm really worried and I'm really upset. I just want to punch him in the face. Like, I'm sorry, you're a cry baby and you're a whiny. Like, really I can't.
So here's the thing. What I mean by the opportunity, I was more so referring to like I was more so referring to the revenge thing. So I feel like he has experienced a lot of other emotions.
I think when it comes to his emotions, like some of the other emotions that like Moon Peach is referring to, we see it in like quick flashes, and then like he snaps back. Like you see like when Bakugo got impaled, he raged out for like half a second, and then then like they're like, yo, lock in, and he went back to being normal. Like we see the flashes, but we don't really get to see him process those emotions. It's just always, I'm mad. Oh shit, I got locked back in. Like it's like I think it's like stuff like that.
But I think he did process emotions.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Santo.
I was gonna say, wouldn't that be something beneficial to the character that he is, the ability to suppress those emotions? Doesn't that show character development and growth?
He's a teenager going through puberty.
I actually disagree.
I wasn't an angry kid.
Santo, you're the nicest person I know.
I disagree with that idea. He doesn't process the emotions. Like, so for example, when Bakugo got impaled, he had that anger, and then all that stuff happened. Him processing emotions was a decision for him to leave UA. Like, it wasn't just I'm back to normal. It was like, dang, Bakugo got impaled. The world, my friends are gonna come after me. I gotta leave. That was him processing it and leaving.
I think the issue that you and Lonnie are having is not necessarily he's not showcasing a wide variety of emotions, but his emotions are adherent to the fact that his personality type is just something you don't like. He's a really good guy. He's a really good kid, and everything that he does in terms of his reactions to certain stimulus is based on being a good guy and good kid. Yeah, so that's just who Deku is. That's all it is, to be honest. Which is fair. I think Deku is too good.
And that doesn't make him a weak character either.
Yeah, I see that's just the archetype.
I don't think he's weak. I just think his personality is bitch made, but that's just me.
I mean,
he's just you want him. It's like you want him to have the Gon moment. That's what you're saying, pretty much?
Yes.
Yes.
That's
honestly, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm not gonna hold y'all. If Deku's like, "Ayo, Sugar Rock, I'm gonna kill Toga," unless you do this for me, like I'll be, or
that would be a little bit too far.
But that's a Gon moment. Gon is like,
that's what it would take.
That's a Gon moment was like, "Hey yo, I'm gonna kill this girl unless you do what I say." Like that is like.
But here's my thing: I see Gon as like a good character at the beginning, and like he has like.
Gon is not a good person.
Yeah,
Lonnie, defend Gon.
Lonnie,
defend Gon.
No, not a good person. Gon is like
I'll defend him, but
I think that Gon was he was kind-hearted, but he was like naive and a bit selfish. Because his morality wasn't like Deku's from the standpoint of like I'm gonna just save him because my it's instinctual to me. He's like I'll bang with you if we cool. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
I think that's
facts.
I think that's kind of my issue with Deku, though, is I feel like there's still that naivety to him in some instances that I just feel like after a certain point should have almost been crushed just by the story itself.
But he also has to keep that certain sense of like goodness to be the symbol of My Hero Academia.
Yeah, I was more so referring to naivety to like Gon. I don't even think Deku is necessarily naive because a lot of things he feels end up happening. So, like, for example, he didn't want to push Bakugo away, and Bakugo ended up coming around. That's not, I don't think that's really naivety. Like, he wanted to save Shigaraki because he felt like Shigaraki experienced things that made him who he is, which he was right about. Like, he's not trying to say, he's not naive enough to save All For One. He's like, I gotta take this dude out.
I think it's a little not. I will bridge the gap.
No, but what I'm saying is, but I don't. The reason I don't think it's naive is because the desire to want to do that, I don't think is the naive part. Now, whether he think he's going to change is maybe we could argue that, but I think that him just desire to want to save people is just him wanting to protect people.
That's what I care about. Whether or not he's going to change, not the fact that he wants to.
Yeah, but I don't know if Deku was like, yo, I'm going to change Shigaraki. He just I want to save him, which that's not.
I get the sense that he wants to save him.
If he had more moments, kind of similar to like Tanjiro, would you guys like Deku a lot more?
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I love Tanjiro.
I feel like they're both that good guy archetype. It's just sometimes Tanjiro knows when to go.
Yeah, and I really like Tanjiro. Like, I don't have any issues with him. So it's not like that I don't like the good guy. It's just, it's the way that Deku is, the storyline, like, just basically revolves around that. It doesn't feel like it fits for me.
I look at Deku as a product of his environment, though. Like,
there's just, I was just
about to say, I mean,
he's just a product of his environment.
They both are. The difference between that is Deku is a symbol. So how he is what's going to impact the entire My Hero universe. Whereas Tanjiro is a good person based on how he's raised, but he's not an ultimate good person in the sense that he will do anything for his sister. Absolutely anything. He'll go to whatever lengths. He's a good guy, but he will go to certain lengths because of certain connections he has. So they're just two different type of people. I don't think Deku will ever go that route where he will do anything for a loved one.
I think maybe his mom.
To the point where he might do something bad.
I think for his mom he would.
You think Deku would do something bad? Like,
if All For One killed his mother in front of him, he's gonna try to pack him off.
Oh, that's it.
It's all conditional.
He's packing him up. Because he was about to pack up Shigaraki before he's raging. So why would he not pack up somebody that killed his mom?
But I feel like Deku could get rationalized out of that because he is.
I don't
considered...
know. That's his mom, bro. That's his mom.
No.
I'm sorry. Deku is a mama's boy. I don't see that happening.
Who's going to talk him out of it? All Might?
Yes.
That might be the one time he cussed All Might out.
The rationalization is not the fact that he's not going to react and want to beat All For One, but it's taking that next level and potentially killing All For One that I think he can get rationalized out because he is supposed to be a symbol of peace. Kind of similar to like how, Batman never wants to kill people.
But you know what?
Batman is objectively bad at his job, and he's
Batman literally kills.
But like that's the whole point. Batman wants to be a symbol. That is the whole thing with Deku.
He's not a good symbol at all. His city's still a piece of crap.
I mean, you could argue that's fine.
But the thing about it is, though, I think his current goal is to kill All For One anyways. So why would he not like? All Might was trying to kill All For One, and he was a perfect symbol. All Might was trying to murder All For One. He's still a perfect symbol. So why wouldn't Deku still be a perfect symbol trying to kill All For One after he packed up his mom?
Then he think
someone out of rage versus
All Might was trying to pack up All For One.
Yeah, he thought he killed him, and he wasn't remorseful about it at all.
Yeah, leaving one alive. But there's different ways you can go about like doing things
or not.
Based off rage and evil intent versus based.
You guys are literally talking at the same time. I can't.
Sorry. Go ahead, Riddell. Sorry.
Based off rage and evil intent are different than based off like doing it because it's the right thing to do. Honestly, I don't know how we got here. I really don't care that much about this conversation. I don't know why we got here, but